Good morning. I forgot to do the habitation videos for you. Been so busy the last couple of weeks. So I've just pulled over, just do a quick walk round. So going down the passenger side. We replaced one of those emblems, by the way. I think the new one is on the front driver's side. Of course, diesel. The fuel cap underneath here is your water tank. Just see. There's the tap there. And that's for draining the water, of course. Fresh water. I've said this many times, this is over 20 years old. Do not, under any circumstances, trust your health with the water in there for drinking. I'll send you a link for something called PuriClean that we recommend. And another do not use Milton sterilising tablets. The people that get vehicles and caravans and campfires will sterilise Milton, don't use the main bottles. It damages the boiler and the taps. So something called PuriClean, put it in there, let it settle for 24 hours, drive around the block, swish it round, let it settle, drain it, put a hose pipe in, another flush with the tap open, hey presto. In theory, after a couple of those, you could actually drink it after boiling, but I still wouldn't risk it. I never do on my own motorhome, just take a 3-litre bottle of water for drinking. Hook up cable goes in there. Now it presses in there, there's a little notch underneath, it will only go one way, and that will create a watertight seal. To remove it, and this goes with anything with a motorhome, if it doesn't happen first time, stop and think. So in here is a little catch, a lock catch, so it clicks into there, it locks. Press that lever down and then it will release, and a little press on there and that will click and save it flapping in the wind. Fioma F45 awning. There's your crank handle. Incidentally, the garage, he just said it, they've not split the wiper blades, but you've gone to such trouble getting everything pinky perfect. They're just aged, these wiper blades, so we've even got yet a new set of Bosch wiper blades just to finish it off. So there's your crank handle. Put it in here and just pull down ever so slightly. The amount of people that just spinning it, oh it's spinning, it's broken. No, just pull it, a little bit of pressure down and that'll crank open. 2 legs in there, you just push it to one side, spin it round, and you'll see the 2 legs that are in this section that come out. With it being a Fioma F45 industry standard, you can get a safari room and you can get spare parts, gearbox and accessories for that. Standard bike rack. On the driver's side, it's got the winter cover placing, so you probably want to remove that. Flat screwdriver and knife, pull that out, and that's the winter cover for the fridge. And then you've got the cover for the heater. So the amount of people that, oh, my water boiler's not getting hot, it's not igniting. It's because you've got the cover on the exhaust. Okay, that's the driver's side. These, because of the weight of all the accessories, the curtains, everything inside, as well as these were never brilliant to hold the weight. Let's see if this one is going to make now. See? So that's just going down. So everyone uses that crank handle or a broom from there to there, and then that'll hold it up if you need to be. But you shouldn't really need to be getting in the back from this place, because obviously you're going through that door. So there's not many times you would go other than standing here and turn the gas on. Next video while I'm here. So just press that button. There's your, that's been replaced, gas hose and regulator. So just clockwise to turn it off, anti-clockwise to put the gas on. This side, press that button here, and that releases the toilet cassette. Press that lever and pull it out. Some people have a pair of gloves here, but you know, this is nice and clean. If that doesn't come out, again, it's one of those circumstances. If it doesn't come out, don't force it. There's a reason. What it means is the trapdoor in here has not been closed properly. So that trapdoor flap has got to be completely closed, and then this was released. If this doesn't release, 99 times out of 100, it's just the flap in there. Cassette, so you pull that out, you don't see nothing. The toilet, that actually acts as a measuring device. So you just pull that there, in there, fill that with blue to the top. There's some chemicals in the wardrobe. Fill that with to the nearly top, push that in, and that'll be enough for a full cassette load. And that is your flush. So you can put pink in there. So the Caravans rhyme, pink for the stink, blue for the loo. So pink for the flush, blue for the loo. Press that down to operate the pump when the electric's on, or twist it to open and close the flap. Hot and cold water, turnbuckle catch on the sink, again that spins round. Everything's straightforward. I think this is just space, yeah, just storage space. There's a pink chemical there, and I'll show you in the wardrobe shortly. Okay, next video. Okay, stepping inside. Autosleepers are super simple, in a good way, straightforward. Very straightforward control panel. So we just switch the master on there, and then that's the way you'll have it most of the time. And just leave the lights on there. If you wanted to pump, you've got the water pump there, but that'll operate the lights, and of course everything's been tested. So that now is working wild, as I am for wild camping off the grid for 12 volts. So that's working off the leisure battery. So if you want to charge, if you're parked up wild, not plugged into the mains, and you want to charge any gadgets, phones or tablets, you can use that female cigarette lighter. So that's the one to use. You can get these plugs on Amazon. I'll send you a link if you want to put in wiring any other accessories. But the point I'm coming to is that is powered off the leisure battery, 12 volts off the leisure battery. You don't want to come to a flat battery. So of course, if you use that, fell asleep, left it in storage, left the lights on, it would only drain the leisure battery, which is designed to be cycled up and down. And then the second you start the engine, even if you're in the middle of nowhere, it will start the engine because it's split from the leisure battery, and instantly it will start trickle charging the leisure battery as well as the engine battery when you're driving. You have got some main sockets, various places. There's one there. Everything's straightforward. Blackout blinds, thermal covered on the back, so you're warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer. Again, just gentle. Don't, if you're having kids, forcing things up. This is 20 years old and still lovely in operation. That has a groove on it, so the way to hold it really, put that groove in, so you put the fly net towards the blind. Put those clips into place there, hey presto. There we go. And then with that button, that will pull up nicely, and that will stay in situation. When you're using those, you probably don't need the curtains, but obviously you've got the curtains for the front. Okay, everything's operational. On this side, we've got the sink. Nice lovely little catch there. Typical of Autosleeper to over-engineer, thinking to even do a water drainage board, but at least you've got some extra surface with the original chopping board. Hot and cold water, storage underneath. I'll do a separate video on the three-way fridge shortly. Opposite, you've got your cooker and grill, again totally spotless. So that pulls up to protect the wood. When you're pushing it down, that wants to be folded in, or else it'll not quite, it will still close, but it won't close completely. So that's folded in. So let's open that up now, twist that round into situation, and hey presto, that will go on the top there, if you can see what I mean. No, we can't. That's right, we should. There you go. Two burner grill there, igniter there. That works off the 12 volt, and spotless grill underneath for the all important bacon butties. Okay, push that down. So if I push that completely down, it doesn't just quite sit correct. So we'll fold that down. Hey presto. Accessory covers. And the leisure battery on the Topaz is underneath there, and that's been checked. I think actually that's been replaced, but anyway, there's the leisure battery, and there is the mains fuse. So if you do anything mains and it trips out or it's faulty, just like at home, there's the fuse box. Set of extra instructions there off Autosleeper. Next video. Okay, bathroom, I showed you from that side. Straightforward, vanity cupboard above there, shower, towel rail, curtain rail there, another cupboard, mini wardrobe, and there's your main hookup with a converter lead. There's for hanging clothes, extra couple of shelves in there. Okay, so if you've got it plugged in at home on the converter lead or before you go away, that's doing two things. It's going to have your fridge super cold on the most efficient setting, 240 mains, and it will have your leisure battery in tip-top condition as you set away. So if you're setting away and you've got it plugged in at home, the fridge works three ways. Mains, 12 volt gas. Right, mains is main, straightforward. Leave these in the on position all the time in the number one. That way you don't have to think of anything. As soon as you plug it into mains, it's fridging. As soon as you drive off, it's fridging. And those are only when you're while camping with the gas switched on. These fridges are so well designed, industry standard, been going for years, used on many caravans as well. They're so well insulated, they will start, if you've got that on mains 12 hours before you go away, that will stay milk cold for 12 to 24 hours. Then when you're driving, this is not off the leisure battery, it's only off the engine battery. It will fridge and top up and keep that temperature low when you're driving. And then when you're parked up, as I say, if you're only parked up for a day and you've got milk in there, that's fine, it'll hold its low temperature. Only if you're wild camping after a day, you've got the gas facility. I haven't got the gas switched on. Press the sparker, spark, 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 hold that in, gas, turn it round, and then when it's got the gas, it will stop sparking. The point I'm coming to now, when hold that in, that goes with any gas appliances, hold it in for 3, 4, 5 seconds, that purges any air out of the system. Then it'll hold the pilot light. Now leave that, this is not the thing because I've got the gas switched off, but when it's lit, leave that in the on position. And the reason is, people think, oh, we'll switch the sparker off because it's lit. You will see a blue little flame there on the pilot light. That's a safety device. So if you had a gust of wind and it blew the flame out the pilot light, because you've got this switched on, it will automatically relight. So the only time you switch it off is when you're finally finished with gas, you're pulling off the site and driving off, switch the gas off, then switch that off lastly. Okay. Just a little note, let's be honest, the freezer department on a fridge this size in a camper van is a gimmick. Let's be totally honest. I don't know anyone, you wouldn't trust your best steak or ice cream in there. So what most people do, leave this open, and then the fridge will get extra fridging effect, for want of a better phrase, off the fridge as well as the freezer element. I actually, on my own motorhome, I've pulled this off, sunny clips, I've just kept that in storage, and I just leave that open all the time. That's just something to think about. Everything's got clips here. You've seen how the clip on there, nice clip here, and that'll just close that for privacy if anyone's on the throne. Okay, we'll turn the master switch off there. It's lovely, this. All solid wood. I've left you some, I'll show you now, I've left you some polish. So I haven't got all your plastic plates and cups in the correct place. Right, okay. Autosleeper owners swear by this stuff. So I've left you a bottle, wood silk, non-silicon, doesn't half finish off the wood and protect it, lovely. And that's available from Home and Bargains, and it's just over £1 a tin. So that's there. On this side, you've got the table leg, and up in here, you've got, oh yeah, I've got the full set of accessories. So you've got a tripod that you can put on the bottom of the table leg for using one table outside. You've got that, what I call the L-shaped one, which will go into that position when that's swiveled around. So you've got two tables, and of course you've got the filling cushions. 1, 2 there, and this comes out, bit of jiggery pokery, and that'll fill in the area between the two seats. Very straightforward, I don't need to demonstrate. Lever there, that brings across that one. Lever there, and that takes that one all the way. So you've got two signals, of course, or if you pull this one across, you've got two doubles, and that one flops into place and does the bed. And Autosleeper, no wooden slats like on the cheap European imported camper vans, so everything's metal brackets built to last. I think that's about it. There's nothing much more to show you. On these here, on one of them, they have a button. So again, kids don't mix. They open the window and force it and break things. There's a little button there. Press that button and then it will come out. And you've got two options. You've got the closed completely option. You've got a little catch there. You can go slightly open and close it so it still rattle. You could drive around even so. And it's got a little bit of gap. The worst mistake on camper vans is condensation, especially big motor. People buy these big motorhomes, can't park them anywhere. They have to put them in storage. Come to them 6 months later, and there's the dreaded condensation that's created mould marks, etc. So you don't want that. Again, with a camper van, you should be starting it up at least once a month. Even if you're just going to drive around the block, but I'm sure this type of vehicle will be used. Okay, bonnet pull there. You know about every single thing's been changed. So the only thing that you should be changing is the blue. So that's the windscreen washer water. That's your power steering fluid, brake master cylinder, oil inlet. The orange one there is your dipstick. And there is your radiator expansion water, and it should be bang on in the middle of those between minimum and maximum where it is, and that colour signifies that it's got anti-freezing, so you should be all set. Those are the extra battery relays and fuses for the leisure battery coming from the engine, so if anything wasn't working, you always look there at the leisure battery first. Okay, that should keep you well informed.